Okay, hey everybody, this is the Team Motivation team call, and tonight we were going to talk or watch the Josh Coates webinar, or not webinar, but team call that he gave for Janelle Summers last week. But since there's just a few of us on, what we're going to do is share that recording in the team pages for you guys to watch on your own time. But we're going to watch and talk about a social media post or video from Chalene Johnson that I think is really important. Things have changed so much within the last 3 months, and we as coaches, and especially as Beachbody, I think we need to be on the cutting edge and not be the same as everybody else, every other MLM out there that's now getting on Facebook and making MLMs look really bad because they're doing it so wrong. So I just thought it'd be a good thing for us to watch and then talk about really quick afterwards and have a short Q&A session. So I'm going to queue up this video really quick. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to watch this video from Chalene. Okay. I'm going to go full screen. Can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Hey, in this video, the top 10 tips to get you followed and more followers on Snapchat and Instagram. My name is Chalene Johnson, and if you missed it in my last video, I talked about the 20 deadly sins when you're using Snapchat and Instagram. And you should watch those because some of those things are important to realize. Sometimes we don't understand why people are unfollowing us or our follower count isn't growing. And I think you'll find your answers in that video. And by the way, if you want to make sure to know when I update this channel with more content, especially regarding social media, be sure to subscribe. And leave me a comment below if there's something you'd like to see me cover in the future. All right, so let's talk about the top 10 things that people love on Snapchat and Instagram stories. Number 1, anything funny. People love funny. Funny works. And if you're snapping or taking videos for Instagram stories, just go for it. If something funny happens, great. If something doesn't happen that's funny, you can always delete it. But those moments are like gold when it comes to adding new followers. Number 2, food prep or cooking. Oh, people love this, especially if you can do it in like little 10 and 15-second clips. People love how-tos on Snapchat and Instagram stories. Number 3, a good story. If you're a storyteller, if you've been through something really tough or you had a crazy day, tell a story. People lean in. You know, don't script it. Just like legit tell a story in 10 to 15-second blocks. And I promise you, people will not only get to know who you are, they'll be captivated and suggest you to their friends. Number 4, tips, motivation, ideas, and suggestions. People love that. You know why? Because that's value, right? So yes, we want to be entertained, obviously, but we want value. If we're going to give you time, that costs us time, and time is money. So if people are watching your snaps or Instagram story, give them something of value. Number 5, any funny interaction between you and a family member. That's how people get to know you, right? Like they want to know a little bit more, not just about you, but like of the other people in your life. So rather than just taking a video of somebody else who's in your family or friends or coworkers, capture those interactions, especially the funny ones. Number 6, any tip that helps people get organized, whether it's how you pack your suitcase, how you organize your closet, how you reorganize the garage, whatever it is, people hunger for organization, share those tips. Number 7, and this is a quote, ass-kicking pep talks. People love that. If you're a motivational person, drop some of that motivation on your followers because people need it. They need to pick me up, and they're going to come back to your page, you know, your account to get that. And that's probably what's going to get people to suggest others follow you. Number 8, gadgets, gizmos, ideas, and your favorite whatever you call it. Like when you buy something and it's made life easier for you, you found like a really cool gadget or a new toy or a new book, people love recommendations. 9, authenticity. Authenticity wins. Like that's how you win people's heart. That's how you earn people's trust, their loyalty. And the way that you're authentic is by using your real voice and by sharing what's really happening. Not all the good, but you know, a little dose of stuff that's not going so great and maybe how you're dealing with it. So I think it's a balance of not being a Debbie Downer, but also not, you know, pretending like everything's perfect like so many people do in social media. So be real, be authentic, and that's how you win. Number 10 are outfit and decor ideas. Kind of interesting, right? And again, this might be because I've got a lot of female followers, but of the 10,000 people who I questioned, they said one of the top 10 favorite things are ideas for workouts, ideas for wardrobe, and ideas for decor. So there you go, my top 10 tips as determined by my followers. These are the things that are going to help you get more followers. These are the things that people love to see, specifically on Snapchat and Instagram stories. Hey, thanks so much for watching me here.
Oops, sorry.
On YouTube. I hope that you've subscribed to my channel, and don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you'll know when I post up a new video, and that content can hopefully help you build your business, get your life right. I also really appreciate hearing from you. So in the comments below this video, let me know what you like.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it because that's pretty much the gist of that video. The one that I think would be really helpful is the one that she talked about, the deadly sins one.
The one before.
Yeah, and I'm not sure
Is it that? Oh, I'm pointing to my screen. Is it the biggest social media marketing mistakes? No.
Oh, I don't know if that might be a part 1 because I think that's actually her summit talk.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Let me click on it and see
So
if
if you-
it's it. Yeah, that very well could be it. And we could share those part 1, part 2, and part 3. We could share those. But I think it's what she talked about, like borrowed words is for the birds and stuff like that, you know, from her summit talk, which was actually really, really great. We can share those, but I think I just wanted to mention a couple quick things, and I think we can kind of riff off each other if that would be okay with you guys.
Yeah.
So, okay, the one thing that I notice, as far as like Facebook, I still see so many of our coaches posting stock photos. And that's the one thing that, oh my gosh, we really, really got to stop doing that. And also the things that they say are no-nos anymore are holding your Shakeology bottle, you know, drinking your Shakeology. Yeah. I mean, you can have a picture of your shake, but then that curiosity marketing that she talked about, don't say anything. Don't say what you got. Don't show Shakeology on the bottle. Turn it, just say, you know, my daily dose of vitamin superpower, or I don't know, vitamin superfoods, whatever. But that's a huge one, not showing your shake, kissing your bottle, all that stuff. They also said sweaty selfies are going away. That's something that people are really unliking and unfollowing big time on. So instead of maybe a sweaty selfie, maybe like just a picture of you doing a move and then talking about why that move is either hard for you or that how you've gotten better at it and now it's easier, but you have to talk about the pain point, the struggle, and then how you see that. So, you know, and it also has to be really, really brief anymore. You can't type up a book unless you've earned that right and, you know, you have enough followers. But it has to be done like within a couple sentences because people are just going to, you know, flip right past it. But that's as far as Facebook goes. The other things that, and Shalene might have been the one that mentioned this, but filters on Snapchat and Instagram stories are like, wah, wah. You know, people, I just flip past. Those are, don't do those anymore.
You mean filters like with the funny things and, okay.
Yeah, not your photo.
Right, quality, but the.
Yeah, your face things.
Yeah. The ones I sent Jenny and you guys.
Those are okay. I mean, personal.
Personal.
Totally fine. And then did you guys listen to the Jatana Jackson National Wake Up Call from
last week?
Oh my God. So good.
And I don't know if you follow her at all on Instagram, but yeah, like her stories she has like tons of stories. It's nonstop.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you follow, but, and it's everything. It's a mix of everything, you know?
And how she talked about tagging locations, that's huge right
Yes.
now. Very huge. So tagging locations and Instagram stories is big. And I know there's kind of not a fight or an argument, but between what's better, Snapchat or Instagram stories. If you are a major player and already have a huge following like Shalene, then Snapchat and Snap stories are going to be big for you. But for the rest of us, us normal people, Instagram stories is where you really need to spend your time. And the Snapchat stuff you can share on, your Facebook or your Instagram for people that want to be more intimate with you over on Snapchat. But Instagram stories is something that I really want to start working on, because I'm not doing stories over there, and I think it would be a big game changer if we just started. I mean, I forget to film stuff.
I sometimes have a hard time uploading my videos, so I have to do more pictures in the video because it just doesn't upload. And I've tried all the tricks that it says to do. So I don't know why, but I've been using it, and I mean, it hasn't grown a lot, but I've gotten a lot more likes on my posts and a few more extra followers. And when you said to tag places, I tagged a restaurant when we went out to dinner a few weeks ago, and they added that to like the Providence story. So it had like 300, views and likes, and that's the most I've ever had. I was like, why are there so many people liking? Like, who are these people? Yeah, it was because I tagged the restaurant, and they put it in their story. So definitely tag places where you're going to be.
Yeah, that's awesome, Paula.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
It should bring me business, but it's bringing something.
Well, you know what? The people that liked your post, then you can go back and say, hey, thanks for the love. What do you do? Are you like the Mexican food or whatever it was,
You like that fire martini you had?
Yeah. So absolutely start conversations with them. That's awesome. And I haven't watched it yet, but Jen Richardson, I know she did the wake up call, I think the week before Jatana, or maybe that was Haley. But anyway, Jen Richardson, she did an Instagram training as well. And she also did a really good one in the Beachbody Champions page. It's fantastic. Yeah. So I would say for anybody that really wants to get good with Instagram, watch those trainings, listen to the National Wake Up Call, and take notes on that thing, and just start implementing little things at a time. I think that's my biggest problem is I listen to it and I'm like, oh my God, I want to do that. And then I think I have to go all in, and then I can't, and I don't, and then it goes to the wayside. So if I could just take a little piece of it and just start doing a little piece and then get used to that and then add on, I think that would be...
The Jen Richardson one that she did on Beachbody Champions, that's the one we shared last week.
That's right. Right.
So definitely listen. And like one of the things I like she said is that like when you're doing hashtags or when you're searching, don't search for and don't hashtag like fitness and Beachbody and all that, because you're going to just get coaches.
Right.
So, like make a list of your hobbies and your interests, or like things that you are in, and use that. And I do that, and then you forget because you're so used to the same hashtags, and then you're like, oh yeah, like I gotta look at this list again because I'm doing the same mistakes again. I'm using the same hashtags again, and it's like some of the things I put on my list was like reading, DIY fail. I suck at that. Cats, like my heritage, and I'm Portuguese, like I'm a wife, I like coffee, I like easy meals. Like, so when I tag those things, when I search for those things, I find more people that are like me and not like coaches, people that are already in fitness and already doing it. So I'm attracting people that have nothing to do with exercise. Like I got a whole bunch of people who like to read, and it's all like book nerds. I'm like, oh great, you know,
Right.
so am I.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey.
Tyler's a brand new coach as of today. Whoop, whoop.
Hi,
Welcome.
Tyler.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Team.
So we're just kind of talking about social media and do's and don'ts really quick. So,
Okay.
the other thing I wanted to ask you, Paula, is on the Instagram hashtags, are they, I have not listened to that training fully yet, or if I did, I can't remember. Do they still want you to do it in the comments? Do it.
No, I actually have that in my notes. Yeah, no hashtags in the comments. Use hashtags in the post.
Okay.
She said you can separate the hashtags from the from what you type. You know,
Right.
either by using like some characters. You know, like I've been trying to use just like little blue squares. You know, to separate so it's not like on top of one another. But she said not in the comments anymore because now Instagram doesn't like that anymore. Now they want it in the comment. I mean, in
I
a
noticed
post.
the other day I did my very first Instagram story, and it was something to do with Shift Shop. I don't even remember what I did. And on my picture, I hashtag Shift Shop, and I got a notification that they had been added to the Shift Shop story or something. So if you're doing, even if you're doing Instagram stories,
Yeah.
make sure you put that. I mean, I don't really know much about the stories either. I got to learn about it, but on your picture or on your video, whatever, you know, hashtag you put there, if they have a story, then it might be added to that. So
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
I like I said, I really didn't know that, but I got a notification that it was added to the Shift Shop story or Shift Shop something. So anyway, so make sure you do that on your story. I mean, like actually, you know,
Yeah.
you hit text and add it to your picture or video. So
Cool.
Yeah, it's one of the options on there. Like you don't have to just write it out. It's I'm just gonna see if it shows on there.
Let me ask you this
Oh,
one.
it doesn't show. But if you click on, like if you're doing your story, you can do you can write, you can have text, or you can have as like a smiley type face. If you click on that, it's a whole bunch of characters. If you click on that happy face, one of the things is hashtag, and that's gonna do what Jenny said. It's gonna take if it's like Shift Shop, it's gonna put it in a Shift Shop story if they like it. If it's like I had one with cats, you know, mother of cats, and it took no. Whatever. Hey, it took it and put it in a cat story in Instagram. So
You
how about
hashtag crazy
cat
cat
lady
lady.
or something?
Okay, well, another question. So it used to be a limit of 20 hashtags. Now it's 30, or it was 30. What is anybody's take on that? Don't overdo the hashtags. Keep it to like
many.
10.
So I do just a few, but
And
Yeah.
make them pertinent to what your post is. So don't have like really odd stuff, odd hashtags that don't have anything to do with what you're talking about, but yet still hashtag a few of the things that you're about,
right.
right?
Yeah.
All
But don't use the very popular ones. So if you are doing a hashtag and you, whatever you're going to use, I'm just going to say fitness because, you know, we know that one. If you put like fitness and it says like a million hashtags, don't use those because it's just going to get lost in the shuffle. So you want to use the hashtags that are not so popular and they're going to show up more.
Right. And yeah, the ones that you're going to get. And that's the same way with this goes all the way into Facebook ads and all that stuff. But you want the smaller audience. You don't want the huge, large audience because you just get lost or all you get is coaches back. So you want
Other MLM
Yeah.
people, you know.
Yeah. So you want complete cold leads and cold people that are going to see your stuff by going a little bit smaller and more concentrated to your niche. So because that's what you want to find is people that are like you. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any good tips or pointers that we want to kind of bring up before we wrap up? Anything that anybody's noticed as far as what's going on with things that they've tried or used on social media? I just know don't use stock. Don't use stock photos. That's don't do it. the thing of it is, I don't want to say Facebook is growing older. You got to go. Okay, that's all right, Jenny.
See you guys later.
All right, see you. Thanks for hopping on. But depending on your age group, you really need to follow where the people that you want to connect with are hanging out. So what your age is, you want to go like 5 to 8 years above you and like 10 years below you, and stay within that range. And if they're not on Facebook, then you got to find where they are and start connecting with them there. So like Facebook is a great place though for when you do connect, just say, hey, do you have the Messenger app so that we can talk? Because even if they don't do Facebook, at least if they have an account, then you can use the Messenger app to talk, because it's really easy. And then if they do want to join, then you can throw them in your app group.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they can stay completely off Facebook. I was wondering, has anybody ever tried, because I know you can do groups like on Snapchat. Can you do groups in Instagram? When you're talking or DMing? I was just wondering, because I wonder if anybody has tried to run a group in any of those other platforms. I mean, you can't really have like a post of the day, but you can have like snaps. Everybody can snap if you're doing Snapchat.
I'm not sure who it was that I was listening to. It might have been, I'm not sure. It might have been Ruth, but I think she said that if they're not on any social media, they don't like using it, then whatever she's either snapping or using on her story or whatever she's posting in her group that day, they're getting that in an email or a text if that's what they want. But she didn't say anything about using Instagram stories as a group or any of that. But it was whatever she's doing in those other platforms, if they're not on it, she's sending them the same thing through either email or text.
Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah,
You know,
that's perfect.
so they're still getting the same content, just not in a group setting.
Not in a group setting. And that's hard, because then you've got to keep track of the ones that you got to have a list of everybody that you have to do that individually with.
Well, you can send it as a big email. You know, you just do BCC so they don't see that it's
True.
BCC.
That's true. Yeah. That's a good idea. Good thought. All right. Tyler, do you have any questions? I mean, we kind of been talking.
Honestly, I just found this online and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. So here I am. No, the only thing as far as social media, I've noticed demographically speaking, I don't want to say my age range, but like you were saying, 5 to 8 above and 10 below, Twitter seems to be replacing Facebook for that younger demographic, especially, teaching high school and teaching at the college level. When I bring up social media, it's always Twitter and Snapchat first, as well as Instagram in the mix. And then everyone's like, oh, yeah, I have a Facebook, but, my mom and dad use that.
Yeah.
And that kind of transcends how I communicate with parents as well in the classroom as far as, what platform they're preferring. As far as group communication, we use a group Snap for alerts for our track and field team. As far as like if there's a meeting change or, hey, bus leaves in 10 minutes, get your hiney on it. And, but as far as the Snap, the group component in Instagram, I'm not sure if that exists.
Yeah.
I've never needed to try to find it either.
Wait, it does exist. You know how? I know my son has me in a group with his dad. Yeah. He sends me things through that.
Really? That might be a fun experiment to try with one of our next challenge groups, and just say, hey, you know what? We want to try something completely different. Never done this before. Who's willing to give it a go? That might be something fun for us to experiment with and try.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. He set it up though. I'll have to ask my 11-year-old.
There you go. Tyler, you can ask your kids. All right, help me. How do we do this thing? Or you probably know. All right.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I got to say, like, my demographic, I'm not going to be looking at Twitter. I'm not looking at the 20-year-olds. I mean, even anybody under 30, I can't relate anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, and I'm the grandma of the group, so yeah, I'm gonna be like MySpace, you know.
MySpace. I did figure out how to set up a group, and it's called Instagram Direct. So, like, when you go to post a photo on Instagram, it's in the top left of your screen.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, you can either select a pre-existing photo or take your own. And then once you have the photo you want to send, you hit next, and then top right, you'll see new group.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
Maybe that's something like in the Focus on You group to post a poll. How do you best receive your communication? But
Yeah, absolutely.
because really at that point, it's just the same image. You're just sending it out with the same text, different areas. So it's copy paste at that point.
Right. And a lot of times that's what you have to do is copy paste, but maybe just change your wording just a little bit. For each platform is going to be a little bit different on how you deliver it, but you can pretty much use a lot of the same content. You just have to tweak it for each thing. So, yeah. All right. Very cool. Well, I don't have a ton more to share, but I do think this is a great conversation that we can continue as far as seeing if people want to experiment with a group like this and bring up some ideas on how to run it, how to create it, who wants to be in it. Do you do a short? Is this more for maybe a free group, like a 5 or 7 day? Or do people want to try it more for like a 21-day type of thing and see how it works? But I think it's something that would be fun to experiment with and give a go. So, but anyway, thank you guys for hopping on, and we won't keep you any longer. We all got stuff to do, but thanks again for hopping on. And remember, 8:30 every Monday night, Paul, and we'll try to have new topics for you. The team calls, we try to have them not scheduled, but the way we've got them.
There's like a format to it.
That's what I'm blanking here. My mind is gone. Week 1, the first week of the month, we usually like to do a power hour. Even if you can only get on for 30 minutes, we'll do a scripted power hour, and we'll help you go through your 4 vital behaviors and your business activities that are important to move your business ahead. So we'll do that in the first week of the month. The second week of the month, we'll do a recording. And what I think I'd like to do is, even if we're not going to have a speaker and be talking to you directly, I think I would like to hop on a live call, have a little bit of a discussion, what's new for the week. I will share my screen, or somebody else can share their screen, and we'll watch the recording together, and then we can have a quick Q&A after, or a Q&A in the group. Week 3 is always going to be a live call. So we'll get on, we'll have a topic, or we'll have a guest speaker, and we'll talk. And then week 4 is going to be, again, a recording. And that's kind of what we did today. We watched a very short recording, but we had we talked a little bit in the beginning, we watched the recording, and then we've got some Q&A and some, talk back and forth. And I think that is really helpful when you have a short video. You can watch it and you can talk a little bit. So and that's what we're going to try to do every month. Now, the next 2 weeks, I will not be here. I'm going to be up north, and I don't know how great my signal is going to be, so I'm going to have to pass off whoever wants to hold the call for the next 2 weeks. Maybe Jenny or Paula can fill in. And
next week is a power hour, right? It's the first week.
Next week is the power hour. So that would be great if we could do that. And then we'll find a good recording that's maybe not super long that we could watch for week 2 and talk about that. So, but that's all I got, guys. Thank you for hopping on. And Tyler, I will be seeing you on Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.